Hello, everyone. This is another episode of the Best Damn Critic in the Universe. And this is episode 5, and I will be reviewing Keeping Up with the Joneses, starring Zach Galifianakis and Jon Hamm. Now, Keeping Up with the Joneses is about a normal suburban couple who find out that their seemingly nice, seemingly even perfect neighbors are actually government spies. And a lot of fun ensues, as we would think from something like that. Now let's get on to the characters. All right, the lead role is Zach Galifianakis, and well, most of you should know who he is. He played in, all the Hangover movies and in Due Date and in some other funny films. In this film, he is head of HR, which is human relations, for a computer tech company, and he's considered a square, a nerd. He's just a regular guy, a cog on a wheel sort of situation. And in this, he's funny. He's very funny, especially when they have scenes about him, doing his HR stuff, like talking to employees that are having trouble or whatever, or don't even want to be there. And like I said, he's funny, very much, very funny, but more mature than his previous roles, like in The Hangover or Due Date. So I enjoyed his acting very well, and he seemed to have a lot of good chemistry with the rest of the cast, especially Jon Hamm. So next is Isla Fisher, and she is the wife of John, or no, Jeff Gaffney, who was Zach Galifianakis. Sorry, I forgot to say. And she played in supporting roles in Hot Rod and Wedding Crashers and other such films. And she's a stay-at-home mom, and she's funny herself. She lends a good amount of the comic relief, but of course, not as much as Galifianakis. You can't really compete with Galifianakis. It's very hard to. And she had good chemistry with the rest of the cast. I think this whole cast in general had some good chemistry, at least the two couples. All right, next we have Jon Hamm, who played Tim Jones, who is the male or the husband secret agent, and he's played in such roles as his most well-known role is the main protagonist or antagonist, whatever, however you want to see him, in Mad Men, and he also played the FBI agent in The Town, which I thought was a pretty good film. And he played a good secret agent. He was strong. He was tough. He knew how to fight. He knew how to shoot. But he also had a softer side, and I'll go into it more in the story. But he, him and Zach Galifianakis, or Jeff Gaffney's character, formed a bond, and I felt that they did really well. I think they worked very well together, and he worked well with the rest of the cast too. Like I said before, the four main characters had some really good chemistry. They picked a good group of people for this job. And then we have Gal Gadot, who plays Natalie Jones, who is Tim Jones's wife. Jon Hamm, who played Tim Jones's wife, and she played in the Wonder Woman. She played Wonder Woman in the Superman vs. Batman movies, and she will be playing Wonder Woman in the upcoming Justice League and Wonder Woman movies. And she was, also a good secret agent. She looked like she knew how to kick some ass. She looked like, she could shoot. But she was a little different than Jon Hamm. She's more cold, more calculating, and it was sort of a counterbalance to the more emotional Jon Hamm, the yin to his yang sort of situation, as I like to say. And she had very good chemistry with the rest of the cast. Like I've said with every character, this cast had very good chemistry, at least the main characters, and I really liked how they worked together, which I felt was the saving grace of this film. So let's go on to the story. Now, the story I felt was the weakest part of the movie. It was pretty cliche. It felt a lot like date night, except with like the boring parent angle sort of situation where they need to get out and do stuff. But also, we've seen this story before. The new neighbors come in and they're not who they seem sort of situation. And it was a pretty flat story. I mean, there wasn't, it was funny. I gotta say that's why, I'm not gonna give this a terrible rating because it was funny. But it was sort of like a flat storyline. There was not much conflict in the story. I mean, it was pretty, pretty straightforward. And then the only bit of drama was like I'm not going to go too much into it, but towards the end, Jon Hamm is having some misgivings about being a secret agent. He doesn't know if he wants to be a secret agent, etc. And they're having some troubles in there. Tim Jones and Natalie Jones are having some trouble, etc. But I mean, not a great story, and it was okay. The story was okay, a mediocre story to be honest. Now the production value, let's get to that. So the production value was good. There were some high-speed chases, gun battles, fighting. The camera angles were on point. We never had where like, they had bad camera angles, the camera was never shaky during the fights, etc. The explosions were on point. So from a production value standpoint, it was very good. I liked it. It didn't go Michael Bay, but it had just enough explosions, enough special effects for it to be good. Now for my final rating prognosis of the film. It was a good film. It was a bit over mediocre, so it was a bit better than mediocre. So I would give it a 5.5 out of 10. Like, because like the characters were great, good chemistry. The story was a bit flat with not much conflict or drama, but it was still funny. So I didn't give it a totally bad score for the story. And the production value was pretty good. So I mean, I couldn't give it below a 5. I think a solid 5.5 is good. If you enjoy Zach Galifianakis movies, you won't find the same goof, like the same stupid Alan from The Hangover, or the dumb guy from The Due Date, but you'll still find a good Zach Galifianakis comedy. But if you want like a good story, like a movie with a good story and meaning and stuff like that, this isn't the movie for you. All right, so this is the best damn critic in the universe signing off. And before I go, please like and share this video. And please, please, please like my Facebook page, The Best Damn Critic in the Universe. And please subscribe to my YouTube channel, The Best Damn Critic in the Universe. Thanks and have a wonderful night.